Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to where it's due. To Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahshua, Bahashem, Harakakadas. Giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahshua. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who taught us truth. Salutations to the sincere brother out there who are preaching this truth and edifying the brothers and sisters while setting diligence, preaching down for this kingdom and bringing the elect back to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahshua. While salutations to the elect scattered abroad. Today, there's a brother Ayawab come back to you today with another lesson entitled, Let Jake Be Jake. Because, as I said in my previous lesson, no matter how many times you pound it into their head, no matter the most, you bring out the perfect scriptures, they just not going to get it. Because they're not part of the elect. So all we can do is just let Jake be Jake. And let me just bring out this first. Ezekiel 2. Because they not gonna understand. They gonna continue to do what they want to do, continue in this life. So this is the Most High speaking to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 2:3-4, and he said unto me, I'm gonna start at 1. Ezekiel 2:1, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand up upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and he set me upon my feet, and I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. So our people continue to transgress the Most High. And they are a rebellious nation. Verse 4, For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. So all we can do is say this. We're just reading out the Bible. We're just telling you what the Lord is, what the Bible is saying. We're just telling you what the Lord has written in this word. Thus said Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua. It's not us speaking; it's the Most High speaking. So all we can do is tell them, Thus said the Lord. And then go. Then if they hear it, they hear it. If they don't hear it, then they don't hear it. Let them continue. It's no use beating a dead horse. You try to bring out a horse to water, and that horse don't want no water. Just let him starve, dehydrate. That if that horse wants some water, he'll go. He know where the river is. He'll go. But all we can do is say, Thus said the Lord, because they're not going to hear it. They're not going to hear it. They're not going to listen. Hosea 4:6. Just going to go to this one. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of that God, I will also forget thy children. So our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We destroy. We don't know who we are. We just don't know. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children. Sodom is also foolish. They have none understanding. Our people have no understanding. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they come from. All they know is what the so-called white man has told them, that they black, they African American, that they come from Africa. How can you be two places, two continents that ain't even the real names of them continents? They named it themselves. So how can you be African and American? They just giving you proverbs and bywords, which is a curse. Let's go ahead and get that. It's Deuteronomy 28. Of course, it ain't gonna have it. Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to put in Deuteronomy. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. I highlight it. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. So we become proverbs, bywords. We don't know who we are. We think we're black. We think we're the color of somebody's jacket, of a black jacket. Negroes, niggas, spics, wetbacks. We think we're these proverbs and bywords, and they don't know who they are. We don't know who we are. We think we're proverbs and bywords. And Jacob will continue to be this way. Will continue in this state of mind until the Lord comes back. Until we are redeemed. Because they don't know. All we can say is, thus saith the Lord. This is Joshua 24, verse 15. Joshua 24, verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That's all we can tell them. Choose. Who you going to serve? You going to serve the Caesar Borgia, the God of this world? Or are you going to serve the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua? That's all we can do. Choose. It ain't no, well, I might. No, you going to have to choose. And then they choose. But as for the elect, they going to serve the Lord. They going to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahshua until the very end. Yeah, they don't have no knowledge to do evil. No knowledge to do good. Isaiah 30, verse 8. This is Isaiah 30, verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is the rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. They're not going to hear it. They're not going to hear it. Let's look up at the definition of rebellious. Showing a desire to resist authority, control, or convention. Defiant, disobedient, unruly, disorderly or disruptive, and not amenable or to discipline or control. Of a person engaged in opposition or armed resistance to an established governor or ruler, to rebel, lawless, disorderly, out of control, rioting, rebellion. Not easily handled or kept in place. They don't want to listen. They stiff-necked people. As I said, let's see if we can find that in the blue letter. Let's look up the word stiff-neck. Stiff-neck. Let's see if it does it like that. So Deuteronomy 31, verse 27. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, you have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death. I believe that was Moses. This was Moses speaking. Let's look up stiff neck in the blue letter. I don't think they have it. Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to have it. But Jeremiah 17, verse 23, but they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their neck stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction. They don't want to receive this instruction. They don't want to hear it. They're not going to hear it. Stiff neck. Oops. Of a person or their behaviors haughty or stubborn. So they stubborn. Having or showing dogged determination not to change one's attitude or position on something, especially in spite of good arguments or reasons to do so. So they not going to change their attitude. They don't want to change their attitude. As stubborn as a mule, bullheaded. They don't want to listen. Because they're stiff-necked people, and we've always been stiff-necked from the time we was in Mount Sinai. Because we were rebellious. We don't want to listen. We don't. No. This is John 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that the light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So they love the darkness. They want to stay in the darkness. So just let them alone. Just all you can do is say, you're an Israelite. Gotta keep the law, statutes, commandments. Don't take the mark of the beast. Yada, yada, yada. Here a little, there a little. If they don't hear it, they don't hear it. But they love the darkness. Actually, let's get this. This is Titus 3 verse 10. Titus 3 verse 10. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject. Let's look up that word heretic real quick. Definition of heretic. A person believing or practicing religious heresy. A person holding an opinion at odds with what is generally expected. Idolater, unbeliever, non-believer. So that's what they're doing. They believing in this heresy, this religious heresy. They unbelievers of the truth. Separatist, pagan, atheist, free thinker. They free thinkers. They think they can just think the way they want to think. Well, because this is the home of the brave, land of the free. I'm not free here. So a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition, reject. So if they don't get it the first or even the second time, reject them. Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. So they're just condemning themselves. They're just condemning their self. They getting marked. Also, this is, let's go right here, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 22 verse 11. 13 is like you. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 22 verse 13. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that hath no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. So don't talk much with a fool. What was that? I'm trying to think of a scripture. They don't have no understanding. Don't talk much with a fool. Tell them what they need to hear, and go about your business. Something about, it went along the lines of that, like, less talk not much with a fool, less thou be something with them. It's like it. Let's see if I can find it. I know it's gonna bring that up. There it is. Proverb 26 verse 4. So it's let's see if there's. So Proverbs 26 verse 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. So don't answer a fool to the way they speaking, lest you be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. So don't speak to a fool that don't have no understanding, or don't speak much with a fool. This is like, this is 1 Corinthians 14 verse 38. This is Apostle Paul. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. And that's like it. Just let them be ignorant. Just let them do what they want to do. Just tell them what they need to hear, then just leave them alone. Because let Jake be Jake. And back in, if Christians was really, truly, these so-called Christians was really Christians, like if somebody didn't want to hear this word, if somebody didn't want to if they didn't want to convert to Christianity, they wouldn't try to force it upon them like they did back in the slave days. They would force us to believe in the Caesar Borgia, and they would just force it upon us. But they had no knowledge of the scripture. They just had their own agenda and their own plan that they were going to do. This is Revelation 22 verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. So just let him be. Just let him continue to be unjust. Continue to let him be filthy. If they don't want to come to this truth and to this fold, which ultimately it's not up to them, but just let him be. Just mark him and go on. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Why? And behold, verse 12, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his works shall be. So he's going to give every man according to their works. Just let him be unjust. And I'm going to end it with this. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the ones that didn't want to come to this fold? That didn't want to hearken, just wanted to continue this life, continue to be seen by the people, continue to do all this folly. Isaiah 65 verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forgot my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish a drink offering unto that number. Verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Why, Lord? Why? Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. They chose death. They chose what the Lord, they wanted to continue in this world, continue to be seen by the people, continue to eat pork, continue to get tattoos, get hairline shape-ups, all that. Eat seafood. And the Lord called out to you, but you didn't hear. You didn't hear. You didn't answer. But you continue to do evil, so therefore you be numbered to the sword. Just let Jake be Jake. They'll receive their judgment. Because the Lord will make sure that everybody will get rewarded or whatever according to their works. It's not up to us, it's up to the Lord. But just let Jake be Jake. It's no use beating a dead horse. It's no use just talking to a brick wall all the day long. Especially me, because I'm going to give a little what happened the other day. I was asleep on the 25th of December. Y'all know that pagan holiday. And I wake up to my pops coming into my room saying, Merry Christmas. I said, I don't celebrate that. He said, why? It's Jesus' birthday. I said, who's Jesus? He said, is that where you are at your point of your life? I said, yeah. And then he just went on and on and on. And I just let him be Jake. Let Jake be Jake. There's nothing you can do about it. And I didn't try to bring no scriptures out on him. I did try to tell him. I was going to ask him what color he was, but he wouldn't even let me get it out. He just kept talking and talking. And I just let him be Jake. Just let him go about his business. Didn't say nothing else to him about it. I'm not going to. Just gotta let Jake be Jake. They gonna get their judgment. They be reborn in the kingdom. But that's all I have for y'all. First and foremost, I say, Ka Halayim La, Yahweh Hashem Yasha, Ba Hashem HaRakakadash. Giving our glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh Hashem Yasha. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone who taught the truth. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preaching this truth. And shalom to the elect scattered abroad. Keep pushing, y'all. We almost done. We almost out of here. Kwame Yashala.